Good morning, everybody. Just going to eat my little cookies whilst we wait for a few people. I hope everybody's doing well today. Okay, let me just get situated here. All right, well, it is another lovely Sunday. We're all chilling and vibing today, so let's just get straight to what are we going to do today. So today we're working from the Colorist Special Effects Marker Pens book by Helen Elliston, and I thought we would do the shimmering water effects in this one, because last week we did cocoa wire. We did the water effects from that book, so catch the replay from last week if you want to see how we did that one. And as you can see, this one's very cute and whimsical, but this one is going to be a little bit more realistic. So this one's going to be fun. Well, they're always fun, but you know what I mean. Okay, so this one's going to be a 2-page. We're going to work through these 2 pages as one piece. And then we're going to see if we can have a go at the alternative version with the inflatable rubber wing here. Rubber wing? Rubber ring. There we go. All right, so let's see how to be best position ourselves for this. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm going to work in my Ohuhu marker pad. Links for everything in the description, but this is this one that you're looking for here, and they do have a larger format as well. Well, this is pretty big. This is an 8-inch squared full of marker paper. It bleeds through, so you get the beautiful blending. It's not the bleed proof one. I don't work in bleed proof, so there's that. And I'll be working with my Ohuhu markers, and if you are interested at any point, or you're new to the world of Ohuhu, I have some color charts for you. If you follow the links below to my Ko-fi store, I've arranged them all in family order, so you can have a bit of a cheat sheet, if you like, on how to pair up the colors. And I've also redone it for the new coloring names as well. So if you bought the new colors, I've got you covered there as well. Okay, so let's take a little look here. I hope everybody's well. Right, so I haven't done this one before, excuse me. So we'll be trying out the instructions firsthand here. Okay, so step 1, and I do like that we've got all the color names, but obviously if you have just bought the recent colors and the color names of the new ones, you can find charts online to convert those for you, or Ohuhu's website themselves will do it. So we're going to start with G322, start with a light blue base for your water surface. I have marked mine off already. So I do have some washi tape down to keep it contained so that I don't overspill. And the other thing I'm going to do is I am going to swatch out my colours here in the side. I'm going to use my chisel nib for this one, I think, so we want those streaks. So here we go. Well, already this feels like, it looks like water. Okay. If you ever happen to be new to my channel, I'm Becky, and I am a mixed media colorist and artist, and recently I became an art teacher, so I get to live and breathe art all the time now, which makes me very happy. Right, so there's our first layer. I think we're nailing it. I think we've absolutely nailed step 1. So we're off to a good start. We're then going to go in with B110 and it says apply stone type shapes, thinner shapes at the top, which is furthest away to show perspective. So I left that little attention to detail there because we can learn a little bit more. Good morning, Moon Radio. It's lovely to see you. Come on in. We are just working in this book today by Helen. And we're going to do some water effects. Alright, so pebble shapes. So larger pebble shapes at the bottom. Getting smaller at the back. Okay. And I'm looking at how much distance we're leaving in between them. So, is anybody else colouring today? Do you have some colourful projects that you want to work on? We want some smaller irregular ones as well. Let's see. So I'm not copying them exactly, I'm just kind of using the serving suggestion. Right, almost there. There we go. Okay, I think we've got our pebble shapes in. Now I have a little bit of bleeding from last week on the top corner there. So to show you how to get rid of that, I'm just going to go over that a little bit. I'm just going to scrub that a little bit more to push it through. I think it's alcohol marker. But that's one of the nice things about alcohol markers is you can kind of push through. If you flush it enough, it will send it back through. And then you will kind of pop it out through the back. There you go. Alright, so that was step 2. I think we did okay there. Alright, step 3, I think we're staying with the same pen. Shade partial areas on the side and tops of the shapes. Use 2 or 3 colours from step 2. Alright, I think we can do that. So it looks like we're doing the same side, so if we do like the left and the top. So we're darkening up. So far just 2 colours. Okay. And you'll notice that as these pens dry, as the alcohol evaporates, they do lighten up a little bit. So it's always a bit of a game. You got to feel your art supplies and play with them as much as you can, because then you get an idea of, you know, these sorts of things. Okay, and just as our shapes got bigger as we got forward, we want to get those second layers to be thicker. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. So water always looks really good when it's done well. But so far, it's not. You know, having these books is really helpful because it can really elevate your coloring game just by having some cool techniques, which I guess kind of shortcuts the speed that you learn how to bring these into your coloring projects. Okay, I think we're probably about ready for the next step now. All right, let's see. Okay, so use your lightest blue from step 1, so that was the G322, to shade large blob zones over the top. Now I like that she's given us some little dash lines to indicate where those might be. So that is good. Okay, so let's do that. We'll do a little bit of a sweep down here. Okay. Then we have another one down here and coming across like so. Okay, and then the third one. Let's go like so. All right, okay, we're doing well. So far, no tears, that's good. All right, so now I'm going to go into paint pen territory. Very good. Okay, getting straight in there. Apply white paint pen, gentle wavy lines diagonally from left to right. And we've got some nice indication of the kind of shapes we should do. Okay, and then we're going to do a second part of that. Apply snake-like squiggles, traveling the opposite diagonal, some thicker. Okay, so we're going to have some coming across this direction and some coming across this direction. So let's see what we've got. Options for paint pens, and if I haven't lost it, I should have my Copic opaque white, which I don't see right now, but that's okay. Because I think for this I do want to use a paint pen. Okay. It's fine. I'm hiding that from myself. But that's okay, we have options here. So I think, and I have some white Posca options. Maybe I did the white Posca pen today. Okay, all right, so we'll start off with the thin lines first. So this one is the PC1MR, so Posca pens are just acrylic paint. And we're going to do our wavy lines like so. And it looks like we're doing multiple lines, so multiple passes on each one. Oh, this one doesn't go all the way across. We can have some. So I can't believe Halloween is just around the corner, and I don't really feel ready for it. Okay, so that's our first one's going this direction. Now time to have some snaky ones going the other direction. So this one is the PC5M nib. Okay. I think that might be getting us there. Probably didn't do them very snaky, but let's see if we can put one more extra snaky one in. And then we can have some extra snaky bits on them. Hi Colouring View, welcome in, welcome in. This is where we've gotten to so far. We put our snaky white lines in. Alright, now I did say, so I kind of jumped ahead a little bit by accident, but keep some white lines as soft and muted and others bright and more saturated by applying extra layers of white. So we definitely did that, so we're good there. Okay, so we're darkening up some of the shapes here now. Apply darker blue, so B080, to the top tips of some of the shapes. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Let's do it. Alright, so let's see. Looks like we have a nice kind of a sweeping... Oops. Ignore that bit. We got a nice sweeping whoosh, like a top of a mountain. Okay, so let's try. Okay. Like that. Let's try on this one. And this one. They are, yeah, Colouring View. I've got her pencil ones as well, so I've got the 5 of those. And I'm loving the additional detail, like just indicating, like for this step, where she's indicated the zones quite clearly so that we don't miss it. Okay, so it does say to some of the shapes and not all of them, so I do run a risk of getting a little carried away here, but we will see. Wishes. Okay. Now I think I might want to blend some of that out a little bit more. Wondering how to do that. I think I'll probably go back to the B110 just kind of soften a little bit here and there. There we go. I'm trailing off a little bit extra. Okay, right, so we're a bit more whooshy now, I think. All right, so more white pen. Thicken a few crests or dips of your white lines. Okay. Add sparkles to get that shimmery water finish. I think we can do that. Okay. Right, so let's bring in, thicken a few crests or dips on these snaky bits. Okay. Alright, and then I want to add some of these sparkles because, of course. Sparkles automatically bring stuff together. It's something weird happens when you add the sparkles on. So if you were doing a sky, for instance, as soon as the sparkly stars go in, it's suddenly a sky. And then if you also brought in a little bit of white pencils, this is Prismacolor, and just do around the center, you get a little bit of a glow. You can even go down the little legs to kind of soften and diffuse that a little bit. And a couple of dots. Okay, now there's an optional step on the end here to add some yellow and orange. I don't know if I like that better than this. It's nice. Oh, let me add my extra colors here. Okay. But we could try it. We could try it. No, I think I'll leave it. No, I should try it. It's this step here. Let's see, what yellow would I use? Okay, no, I think I'll leave it. Right, so we'll call that one done. But we will try the second one on the next page now. because this one, smaller set of instructions here, but it's going to come out slightly different. And I thought we could have a little play with this rubber ring as well, see what we make of that. Okay. Now then, so I'm going to take this washi tape off. Whoops, yeah, carefully. There we go. And I was going to reposition it, but I made a mess of it. But here we go. Let's see. No. Let's not waste time. Let's just take another piece. Okay. There we go. Oh, a little bit off. All right, there we go. Okay, so shimmering water effect number 3. Same colors, but we're going to bring in a darker shade now. Now you can't see this, but I did use my Colorist. Yeah, we're going to try the floaty. I don't know I'll get it as good as that one, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. I have sketched in my little donut shape here with the Colorist. I like these for pencils underneath alcohol marker. Let's give it a go. Okay, so we're going to start with the B180. And I think we're going to use the chisel nib again so that we can just swish, swish, swish across. Right then. So we're going to have the four shades, so 3 shades that we just used, plus this darker one. And I'm just taking a look here so I can see where we have the gradient blocked out. We're looking for around about that much with a little bit of overlapping, 2 or 3 layers. So let's do the first pass. I'm going to try and be careful around the edge of this, but I will get a chance to tidy it up when I colour that in. Okay, so that's our first pass. And we'll just repeat. So I'm going to try the brush nib this time to change up some of those lines. bit of overlapping. Alright, we're getting there. Wow, time flies, huh? Alright, we'll see if we can get this done. Let me speed up a little bit. It looks like she has no idea what she's doing. Ooh, swish, 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 swish. Oops. She's gonna need bigger tape next time. Okay, all right, I think that will do. That will do with the watery bit. So let's do apply white paint pen, squiggles and waves of varying thickness, be loose, be free, have fun. Well, I think I can have fun. The mark should be wider and narrower at the top. Right, wider and narrower at the top. Oh, I see, so they're kind of clustered a little bit more. Yep, so closer together, medium spacing, and then further apart. So let's try. All right, so closer together. Definitely think I might bring some white pencil into this as well. Medium spacing. And then further apart. There we go. We have some that kind of loop back. And some that cross over. Maybe something like that. White pencil. Let's just soften a few of these here and there. So any soft white pencil will do. I'd probably avoid a polychromos, something like that, which is harder and more translucent. But for these layers on top of alcohol marker, well, the lighter colors, these work a little bit better in my opinion. But I definitely think that was worth it. I think that adding the white pencil to soften some things out seems to have worked in our favour there. Alright, so do a second layer on some of the squiggles so that some are brighter. Add some sparkles and dots. Okay. Add a couple more here and there. Okay, sparkle time. Alright, that's looking cute and sparkly. Okay, all right, we're doing good. All right, inflatable, colored inflatable, however you wish. Okay, awesome. I like the colorway that we have. Oh no, I didn't do the inside, did I? But I can show you how to do that now, because I'm just going to take the same colors here. And pretend it was done the whole time. There we go. You saw nothing. It was done the whole time. Okay, cool. Right. Now let's see if we can figure out what colors we've got going on here. Ba-da-dum. I think we've got yellow, orange, red, and a bit of pink. Let's do let's go Y050. Let's transition it with a YR34. Into a YR190. Into a Y5, and then we want to take it into a red, but an orangey red. Let's go for maybe the R3. And for the pinky side over here, let's do one of these more muted pinks. Let's go R1. Maybe, if I can see it, there you are. Okay. And then for the shadow, because it's the reds and oranges, I might try doing the shadow first and then doing the color on top. So that's one way you can kind of do some easy shading, is if you do your shadows and then layer on top, and we could try that. So let's go with, and I would want a neutral grey. Definitely one that doesn't have too much of an undertone to it, which would be, these ones are looking pretty neutral here. Yeah, let's try this family of greys, and I'm just going to do the 2 on the end. So CG 070 and 050. Where are you hiding? Let's try that then. So I'm going to do the shading first and then put the colours on top. So let's give that a little whirl, starting with the darker one. And we have a bit here in the middle. And then we will bring it up so that it's making this kind of shape, but I'm going to be a little jagged with it. Okay, bringing it down. Let's give that a little sweep first, and then I'm going to do a second layer of this one to blend here. But whilst doing that, we'll go back in with a bit more of this, with darker one. And let's put couple of little creases up there as well. Okay, that's where I'm at so far. Now, it does look like my lighter colour is going to go up a little higher actually, so let's try again. And this will get knocked back down again once we add the colour. Okay, so then the bottom here, I can see that on the side we have some creasing. Like so. Let's get our creases in first. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to do the bottom. Okay. Let's take the lighter colour. Okay. And then it looks like we have just a little bit just around the edge here. Okay, I might just tidy up the edge of this line. There we go. Okay. All right, we are almost done. I'm going to keep these out though because I think we're going to add, I might need to add it back in, but we'll see. I'll do the pink first just so that we've got that random one out of the way. So we've got a bit of pink making this kind of impression over here. Let's go for the rest dark to light. Right, so this one was the R3. Around there. And there. I think we need a bit more. Okay. Y5. Here we go. Hi Helen! I'm having a go at your rubber wing here. Right. YR190. It's extreme concentration right now. Let's bring this around this edge as well. Right, YR3, 4. Yep, gotta hold that breath. And if my other camera was on right now, you would see my tongue sticking out. Well, I think we're getting there. And I think once we pop the shadow on underneath, it will probably just go, ooh, floating. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the lighter grey that we had just to bring back some of those shadows. And in our folds here, our little creases. Up at the back there. Okay. I think that's looking cute. Did have a little bit of spilling over up on the top here, which is bugging me, so I'm just going to push that back a little bit. And I want to shift up some of these oranges a little bit. And then we will add the whites, the highlights to this, add the shadow underneath, and then I think we are done. And that's where we're at so far. Nice, okay. All right, so let's do, now I like that we've got the little wrinkles here. And some more up here. All right. Okay. Let's try and get this even. Hey, here we go. And then let's bring in the cheeky pencil. It's always the white pen. As soon as that white pen goes down, here and there. All right, okay, I'm digging that. So, shadow for the final part to make this actually look like it's on water. Where are we with that one? Okay, so B180. Darker blue and some grey. Okay, so let's try and get that wibbly wobbly shape. So we're going to go like so, and like that. Okay, that will be the shape we have this time. Wiggly wobbly shape. That's the official term. And grey, so it's going to be darker. It's ooh. Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah. Like under here. There you go. That's made it. Okay. Probably did my donut hole a little small, but we won't tell anyone. I'm trying jaggedy it up a little bit. Oh, I'm liking that. Okay, all right, let's get a little bit more sparkle. I didn't go wild enough with the opportunity for a sparkle, so let's just add a few more. Little shapes. Oh, now what happens if we had a little bit of white on top of the shadow? Bring some sparkle back there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit. I'm going to commit. All right. Okay. I think we've had a success. A little bit more. I like your little foamy bit at the top here. So I'm just going to bring a little bit of that in here. All right, okay. I just realised I didn't swatch out my rubber ring colours, so I'm just going to quickly do that. And then we're going to pull the tape off. And then we're going to call this one another success, I think. Which will take me into lunchtime. Okay, here we go. Tape reveal. That's one. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm quite impressed. There we go, everybody. So the two waters that we did today. That does look very cool. Good job, Helen. All right. Just admiring that. It does look like it should shimmer. All right, well, thank you very much for everybody for joining today. And I'm enjoying these colouring sessions, so I will try and schedule one for next weekend, even though next weekend's our Halloween weekend. So we'll see. I think I can do it. I think I can fit one in. But yeah, I'll have a think about what we'll colour next week. Water's very effective though. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Oh, the clocks went back. Yeah, the clocks do. They have the same here, but it's on different days. And so when I phone back home, I have to remember that. But yeah, I'm gonna have my lunch, and then I've got to do everybody's favourite thing of getting ready for work for Monday. So I've got all the laundry to do now, but I'll try and get some painting in. And try and do a little bit of something for myself. Because I've got the bug for it now. This was a nice warm-up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. All right. No, it's absolutely my pleasure, Helen. It's a fantastic book. So if anybody is missed the start, this is what we're working from today. And Helen also has a whole range of Colorist special for pencils as well. So definitely check out those books. A little bit of a flick through for you here. This one's the marker pen. So you've got all of these projects to work through. Lots of different ideas to take your colouring game to the next level. So definitely come and check these books out. A lot of fans are here. Okay. Oh, and I can show you that teddy bear. We did this one a couple of weeks ago. Where is he? That one. This one was from the book as well. So check them out, and we will see you soon. Hope you all have a beautiful rest of your weekend and stay safe. Thank you. Bye.